All right, I'm going to start out with my by far number one question, and that is what's in the can. So they're referring to what I sand with. So let me show you what the ingredients are, and I'll just explain to you, why I use it a little bit. And number two, I'm going to touch on chucks, and I use Nova Chuck. I have two of them, and so some people are having a problem getting the wood to stay in it, or they just want to know a little bit more about it and which one to buy. And really, I only have. The two Novichoks. I haven't had experience with any other ones, so I can only speak to the ones I'm using. But I've had actually this one here, this Novichok, for I think about 16 years, and never had a problem with it, and very happy with it. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you both of those. Okay, so what is in the can? It is paste wax, and it's Staples brand. See right there, and I will put a link down below where you can find both of these. And I think most woodworking suppliers carry them too, or wood turning supply companies. But this is actually, it's just a wax that you can apply on furniture or anything. And the other item is mineral oil, and it's just clear mineral oil. You find this in a pharmacy. It's a lubricating laxative. You're supposed to drink this stuff, but you can substitute this with a walnut oil, which works well too. Don't use something like vegetable oil. It will go rancid on you and start to stink. The mineral oil won't. I've had pieces for going on 20 years that I've used the mineral oil on, and never had a problem with it. I use the wax after it because it's oily, and if you put it on a tabletop or something right away, it will leave a stain. So don't do that. Don't just use this and then put it right on the kitchen table in there. Put the wax over it to seal it after you're done. So what I do is I just buy a fresh can of this, and there's no perfect mixture or anything else with it. I just put a little bit of it in, about like that, every once in a while to keep the wax moist, and then I just stir it up with a stick, and then dip my sandpaper in it and sand with it. And the reason I do it is it cuts down on the sanding dust. I don't like breathing it. It's not good. And even with the dust collector going, it's still bad. So I sand with this, and it cuts out, I don't know, probably 99% of it, or probably 90% of it. When you're turning, there's a lot of dust too, and there's nothing you can do about that except a dust collector. But with sanding, it's just super fine dust, and it's not good for you. So this is what I do. So that's all it is, and I sand right through all the grits. I start out with 150, 180. I put it on each grit as I go through. I go through 150 or 180, 220, 320, 400, and finish up with 600. But so I hope that cleared up anything. And again, it's Staples brand, and it's just crystal clear. Paste wax and the mineral oil. Okay, and so my other question I get a lot is on my chucks. I use Nova Chuck. I've had it for 16, 17 years and never had a problem with it. Very happy with it. So the question I get is what brand they are and everything. But another question is how people are having a hard time getting their wood to stick in it. So some of these jaws are tapered, actually, like a dovetail, and you can see the outside in the camera there. So the outside one is tapered like a dovetail. So if you were expanding something and you had that straight down, the wood wouldn't be hitting back in here. So you want to make the taper just like that one, so it has contact all the way across. And on the inside of this one, it's straight down. So you want to have your tenon straight at that point, but see that little lip in there? So what I do is I cut it just a little bit of a groove at a taper so that jaw can cut into it, and then get a nice seat all the way down. And the other thing is, so when you cut your tenon, you don't want it to be thicker than this, than your jaw here. You want it to be up off that bottom there. You don't want it to be seating on this, or it won't true up on you. It'll try and pop out of the jaw more easily. So you want to bring it up 1/8 of an inch or so that it's not hitting the bottom of the jaws here at all. So, okay. So I think that's it for this week, and then I will answer some more questions next week. All right, I hope that helped, and I'm going to be posting a video on this channel every week, just like I do on the other channel, but this is just going to be for trying to clear up any questions that are just easier to explain in video than on email. So don't forget to subscribe. Remember, it's free, and thank you very much, and thanks for watching.